What is going on, everybody? It's the France, and we're here for NXT review for this past Wednesday's episode from December 11, 2019. Of course, this was the night we were going to find out he was going to take on Adam Cole for the NXT Championship. The Cruiserweight Championship is on the line between Lio Rush and Angel Garza. And this show there were a lot of things that hit and a couple things that missed. So what I like to do is just go over what hit and what missed and just give you my overall thought of the show. First thing happened on the show was Angel Garza versus Lio Rush. This was a massive hit. This thing was awesome. These two put on a fantastic match for you. Lio Rush coming in as Cruiserweight Champion. Angel Garza, I was wondering why, there was a reason that storyline reason why he should get another championship match is because during their first match, Angel Garza got his foot on the rope, but Lio Rush pulled it off as the referee was counting 3. So that would have been a reason why to give him another match. But what they said is that Angel Garza beat Tony Nese to become Cruiserweight, to become a number 1 contender. So there was that. These two just work so well together. Lio Rush ends up dropping the Cruiserweight Championship to Angel Garza. He gets hit with the wing clipper, breaks out of that. Garza, not happy about that, puts him into a reverse full Nelson, pulls him backwards, and Lio Rush ends up tapping out. So, a huge "you deserve it" chant. Garza continues to celebrate. People are elated the fact that Garza wins this match, but again, huge hit on NXT, so give you a 1 right there. They get a promo for next week's title match between Rhea Ripley and NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler, focusing on the champion. That's another hit for this show. I love these video packages for NXT. They make these shows come out and they give you these video packages. We really didn't need one for Shayna Baszler because we know who Shayna Baszler is. We know what she's about. But the fact that they went out there and gave you this video package was a thumbs up. It was a hit. It was awesome. So we go to the backstage and we see Cameron Grimes. She's warming up, back to commercial. And back from break, and we get a hype with the nice main event. The announcer sends us to another vignette of Finn Balor having to compete with Tommaso Ciampa and Keith Lee. He feels like he has done so much for NXT brand that he should have just waltzed back in here and been given a title opportunity. Again, awesome video package. I don't know who produces these. I don't know who's directing these, but that is another hit. We're 3 hits to 0 so far. And then, this is a massive hit to me, is the fact that Angel Garza, after he won the Cruiserweight Championship, during a commercial break, comes out again, and he said he's listing off all these reasons to be thankful and all this, like him being champion and everything, and then he brings out his girlfriend. He brings her into the ring and says he wanted NXT to be a part of this as he grabs a ring out of his pocket, gets to one knee, and proposes to his girlfriend. So for the first time ever that I can remember, NXT was a part of a marriage proposal to somebody who actually works for the company, which I think that was awesome. Cameron Grimes versus Real Mendoza. This was a miss for me, in my opinion, simply because Real Mendoza, I love Real Mendoza. I think he is awesome at what they let him do. He has been a jobber for the most part for, it seems like, forever. I was lobbying forever to let this guy go to 205 Live, get him away from NXT, because they're doing absolutely nothing with him. But Cameron Grimes, of course, last week attacked Real Mendoza as Real Mendoza was supposed to take on Kishida in one-on-one competition, which led to Cameron Grimes versus Kishida. So they're out here having a match. Mendoza it wasn't a very long match as Kishida came down, distracted Cameron Grimes. There was a massive botch that they were supposed to do a pinning combination, like that definitely got messed up. So they had to turn him around, do it again, and Real Mendoza got the pinfall. After the match, he's celebrating and heads up the ramp. Kishida takes Grimes' hat as fans pop, and he heads off as Grimes isn't happy. Again, not a really long match. It was it didn't hit for me. It was definitely a big time miss for NXT. I know they want to do stuff with Cameron Grimes, and I'm hoping that, like, Kishida, who's been in NXT for about 6-7 months now. I mean, yeah, he did miss 2 months with an injury. I'm hoping that Kishida, this feud with Cameron Grimes will lead to bigger and better things for Kishida, because Kishida has just been in NXT spinning his wheels. After the match, let's see, Kat Killer's backstage talking to me again. Yin talks about how she's going to fight Dakota Kai tonight. It's not going to be a match, it's going to be a fight. She's going to inflict pain because she took history away from her. She took the match that she wanted to be a part of away from Mia Yim. We get a vignette for NXT superstar Travis Banks, who will give the Worlds Collide preview next. I must have missed this because I watched this on delay and I didn't see this vignette for Travis Banks, so I must have missed something. I might have walked out of the room or something, but I didn't see this vignette. Jackson Ryker versus Travis Banks. This one was another miss. I love me some Travis Banks, but Jackson Ryker is just not good. I don't know what Gunner, Chad Laley, or whatever the fuck he wants to call himself, has done since he left Impact Wrestling, but this dude is just... This Forgotten Sons gimmick is just dead. It's DOA, it's dead, it doesn't work. These guys could disappear for a while, they come back and people are chanting, "We forgot you." But Travis Banks tried to do what he can, and he ends up winning this one. He gets a cuff, like, Riker with a running knee to the face, and you just see blood spewing from the face of Travis Banks. Banks comes right back and kicks to the head with a slice of heaven. 1, 2, 3. Honestly, when was the last time Travis Banks won a match with Slice of Heaven? Just my question. Is that his actual finisher? I thought it was something else. But he ends up picking up the win, and that was that. After the match, he quickly exits as Cutler and Blake hit the ring. They're doing this whole World Collide thing instead of TakeOver in January, the night before the Royal Rumble. So we're going to be getting these matches from here until the go-home show to Worlds Collide in the Royal Rumble at time. But again, last week was an okay match, but Matt Riddle and Cassius Ohno work better together than Travis Banks and Jackson Ryker did on this night. Jackson Ryker just, I don't think he needs to be in a group. I think they need to figure out what they're going to do with him on his own. And this again was another miss. Mia Yim versus Dakota Kai. This was interesting. I would have to say this was a miss on the match because it just felt like they just couldn't get to where they needed to get for this match. Dakota Kai is trying to be this heel who doesn't give a fuck about anyone anymore, and I don't think anybody's buying it. It just doesn't feel like, because you figure this is her third week coming out as a heel, and she's really not getting I figured after what she did to Tegan Nox, and everybody loves Tegan Nox, everything that she did to setting up Candice LeRae and Rhea Ripley to be in War Games on their own, you figured coming into this match, or these few matches, that the fans would absolutely despise Dakota Kai. But I don't get that reaction. Like, Dakota Kai is supposed to be this heel, and it doesn't seem to be working. I don't know what they have to do. I know this is all going to be building up to Dakota Kai versus Tegan Nox, possibly in Portland, which is a long ways away. Maybe it's going to be before that. But it just doesn't feel... And Mia Yim comes out and says, we're going to have a fight. This isn't going to be a match, this is going to be a fight, and they have just a regular wrestling match. If you're going to have a fight, we shouldn't be seeing... This match was on the same level what Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose did last year at TLC. It wasn't as bad. I'm not saying it was a bad match. It's just, you had Mia Yim coming out here saying she's going to fight and beat the hell out of Dakota Kai, and they just have a normal wrestling match. If you're going to make this a fight, you make this a knockdown and drag out fight where, like, you don't see many wrestling moves. You see these guys beating the piss out of each other, and you really didn't see that in this match. So, Mia Yim charges and runs into Kai, who exposes the top turnbuckle. They tangle, and Kai sends Yim into the exposed top turnbuckle and rolls her up for the 1, 2, 3. So, Mia Yim gets beat because the referee was incompetent, who took the knee brace away from Dakota Kai, who was going to use it. And while the referee was doing that, she took the turnbuckle down and then hit Mia Yim with it. After the match, This was I don't know about this part right here, but they brought some more, and Gim goes right after her and attacks her, taking her to the production area and sending her face first into a wall. Gim clears 2 tables off, but Kai tries to escape. They fight into the tech area now, up a level over the 2 tables as they were side by side. Gim nails a huge side suplex off the top level, putting Kai through the first table for a huge bump. Gim recovers and stands tall as the music hits. Apparently, Dakota Kai got lacerated in this event, in this entire thing. We didn't see it on camera. Maybe it was on a part of her that wasn't shown. But this was another miss. I know what they were trying to go for this, but this was just definitely not something that I would say. Like, I see what they were going for. It just didn't work. Why would you set up 2 tables if you're going to crash? Because the fact that both tables were right beside each other, like just tied together, when they go through with that side suplex, I'm pretty sure Dakota Kai's head smacks off of that second table. If you're going to do that type of spot, just do a suplex, do a powerbomb where you go through both fucking tables. It's less likely to injure the person you're trying to go with. Yes, in the grand scheme of things, in kayfabe, they're trying to hurt each other. But in reality, you don't want to leave, and you don't want to do a move like that that's going to end up having somebody get seriously injured. He could have seriously injured Dakota Kai's neck, head area, and that would have been totally not worth it. We get a video package for Keith Lee. That's another hit. Awesome stuff here. Keith Lee, just awesome. And after tonight, we're going to have a little talk about that at the end of the show. Breezango versus Singh brothers. I did not enjoy this one bit. Breezango wins. It's another miss for me. I don't get why you have these guys coming out here giving you... This was practically a comedy match. Now, when the match started, you heard the fans chanting Singh dance off, which is like, oh, please don't tell me. But Breezango ends up winning this one after a cheap shot. You had one of the Singh brothers get powerbombed onto the side of the ring. The other one get hit with a, what was it? Got hit with an elbow drop as he was laying over Tyler Breeze's knees. They bring that guy in. Leg drop, 1, 2, 3. Nothing special here. Just nothing that I would really care about. The announcers plug a 24 special for TakeOver Brooklyn 2015 on the USA Network right after the show was off the air. This was not a new 24 special. This was a 24 special they did, I believe, in Royal Rumble time or a little bit after that in 2016 on NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2015. If you haven't seen it yet, then you need to go watch it. I would rather watch it on the network where you can watch it for, I think it's like 45 minutes of an episode. But you don't have to watch commercials. You can just sit there and watch the whole thing and not have it split up in commercials. Back from break, we get a preview for next week's title match, and then we have Kaidan Carter versus Bianca Belair. This one, I would give this one a hit, as these two went out there. Kaidan Carter tried everything she could to hang with Bianca Belair. She got some good moves in. She looked good. Of course, if you don't know who Kaidan Carter is, it's like, who is Kaidan Carter? This is the former Lacey Lane, who, I guess Lacey Lane is her indie name or her real name, so they had to give her a name that they could actually market and use so that if she left NXT and went somewhere else afterwards, she couldn't use it. Typical WWE. But Bianca Belair ends up winning this one in the end as Carter misses a springboard back elbow and Belair comes right back with a spear. Belair goes to the torture rack into the KOD for the 1, 2, 3. After the match, Belair stands tall as the music hits. Belair swings her hair around and plays to the crowd for a mixed reaction. I still don't know what they're doing with Bianca Belair. She has really cooled off. She has legitimately cooled off since I would say she lost her winning streak. And I'm going to say the Fatal 4-Way they did at TakeOver WrestleMania weekend, which was in New York. TakeOver New York. I think that was when that Fatal 4-Way happened. Where it was Io Shirai, not Candice LeRae, but Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, Kairi Sane, and Shayna Baszler in a Fatal 4-Way, which I believe Belair was the one to take the fall in that match, and she's just been hit and miss, up and down since then. Like, they don't know what to do with her. She was a heel for so long, and she had to play babyface during her run against Shayna Baszler, Then they put her back into the heel role. Then they made her a babyface out of nowhere. And then she had to play a heel again as she was on Team Baszler for War Games. And now I guess they want her to be a babyface again. It's like they don't know what to do with Bianca Belair. And the fact that she's not in the title picture, that is Rhea Ripley, they don't know what to do with her. She's just floating around, waiting for them to actually have her do something, which absolutely sucks for Bianca Belair. She has so much talent in the world. On a funny note, there was, After the Bell, which happened earlier today when I was watching this, as I'm recording this on Thursday, where Montez Ford and Angela Dawkins were on there with Corey Graves, and Corey Graves mentioned how if Bianca Belair and Montez Ford reproduce, that baby is going to be absolutely going to be coming out like Bobby Lashley, because Montez Ford and Bianca Belair are two of the most athletically superior athletes in all of WWE, and just how those two make a baby is going to be like, it would be whoever that would be a future. If they would have that kid grow up and 18 years later would be probably in WWE if WWE still existed, or would be wrestling somewhere, just kicking ass and taking names, or being a football star or whatever. Just thought it was funny how Corey Graves mentioned that. Number one contendership, Tommaso Ciampa versus Keith Lee versus Finn Balor. The winner of this will go up against Adam Cole on December 18th, next Wednesday, for the NXT Championship, where I fully expect it to be an interesting match, especially with who won this and who took the pinfall. These guys went out there and gave you everything they could. This was the number one contenders match on NXT side, whereas AEW had a tag team number one contenders match, which was a Texas Street Fight going on about the same time this match was. All four men in the Texas Street Fight went out there and killed themselves and did everything they could to make that match great. Same thing here. These guys went out there. Keith Lee showing you that this guy has such an upside. Finn Balor coming back to make NXT, to do what he can to make NXT into his own image. Tommaso Ciampa wowing everybody that this guy back in March had neck surgery and is again in December wrestling for a chance to be NXT champion. It's just amazing. I could do this match no justice. This was a massive hit, badass seal of approval, badass match right there, because these guys just went out there and kicked ass, took names, and my word, Keith Lee, I was hoping that Keith Lee would win this match. I will say during this match, towards the end of this match, Tommaso Ciampa teased it early in the match, trying to get Keith Lee up in an air raid crash. This motherfucker got Keith Lee up over his shoulders and hit him with an air raid crash. There was another point where Tommaso Ciampa was going to go for a super air raid crash off of the top rope to Finn Balor, when Keith Lee came over, got him into the electric chair, and dropped both men down. These guys went out there, left everything out there for you to win this match. In the end, Keith Lee hits the Spirit Powerbomb onto Tommaso Ciampa. At the same time, Finn Balor is waiting in the corner for that Spirit Bomb to hit. Jumps in, coup de grace to Keith Lee. 1, 2, 3. Finn Balor is your new number one contender for Adam Cole's championship. Now, I'm worried that this could be the last time we see Keith Lee. Everybody knows right now, it's no secret by now, that Vince McMahon loves himself some Keith Lee. Probably has plans, or had his writers go out there and figure out how to bring this guy into WWE or into the main roster. And a lot of us, including myself, expected Keith Lee to win this match going into next week and having his final match, his farewell match against Adam Cole next week. Now, with Keith Lee being the one to take the pinfall, because the money match in Portland is going to be Adam Cole and Tommaso Ciampa. You're not going to give that match away. And the fact that I think the only reason we look past Finn Balor is the fact that Finn Balor is a heel, and so is Adam Cole, even though Adam Cole is a cool heel. So we all expected Keith Lee to win, and he didn't. So could we be seeing the last of Keith Lee in NXT? Could Keith Lee be on his way up to the main roster to be ruined? I hope not. I really, really hope not, because Keith Lee is a hell of a guy, and honestly could be, if you really want to make Keith Lee the next big thing, it's Keith Lee, Brock Lesnar, WrestleMania 36. Keith Lee goes over Brock Lesnar, being your WWE champion, and that is what you do. If you want to make Keith Lee worth bringing up to the main roster, you give him that match. You have him make his debut in the Rumble. He wins the Royal Rumble, and he picks Brock Lesnar because he wants to beat the Beast. He wants to take down the Beast for his buddy, Matt Riddle, and every single member of the WWE Universe. I think it would be fantastic. But with the rumors circulating that Vince McMahon loves himself some Keith Lee, I feel this could have been the last time we see Keith Lee. And if it is, he gave you one hell of a farewell performance. And honestly, when it came down to it, this felt like a farewell performance. I could be totally wrong, but Keith Lee could possibly be gone after this episode of NXT. Shayna Baszler following him next week. But that is your NXT review hits and misses edition. I didn't keep tally, but there are many more hits than there are misses on NXT. What you think about that, I might actually make this a thing where we do hits and misses on every single thing from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW, and the pay-per-views. But until then, my name is Franz. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Follow me on Twitter at The Franz Club. Find me on twitch.tv/The Franz Club. Go check out The Franz Plays, as I have a lot of good gaming content over there and more to come as the weeks go by or the days go by. And I will see you guys tomorrow for SmackDown/TLC predictions. Until then, my name is Franz, and I'll see you guys later.